If I gave you $1,000 today, would you buy something you want, or would you do something that could make you another $1,000? Don't answer too quickly, because that exact choice is what separates the people who build wealth from those who spend their entire lives trying to catch up. The truth is simple. Most people aren't poor because they lack opportunities. They're poor because of the way they think. And the truth is, the difference isn't just about mindset as an idea. It's about how the brain actually works. Inside your brain, there are two systems. One is emotional, reacting to fear and seeking safety, and the other is logical, planning and thinking about the future. For most people, when risk or uncertainty appears, the emotional system takes over and says, "Stop, this is dangerous," which is why they stay in their comfort zone. Wealthy people, however, train the logical part of their brain to make decisions. They feel fear, but they don't blindly follow it. They analyze it. On top of that, the brain naturally craves quick rewards, which is why most people choose pleasure now instead of a bigger benefit later. Wealthy people do the opposite. They train themselves to delay gratification and think long-term. And most importantly, the brain changes based on how you think and act. So the more you train this way of thinking, the more natural it becomes. The truth is, most people don't actually want to think like the wealthy, because that would mean they have to stop making excuses. Now imagine this. Two people start a job with the exact same salary. One thinks, "I need to be careful not to lose this," while the other thinks, "How can I use this to get to the next level?" 3 years later, the first is still protecting his position, while the second has already outgrown it. The difference isn't in the opportunities. The difference is in the thinking. Wealthy people think in terms of value, not time. Most people calculate how many hours they have to work for money. Wealthy people ask what they can create that will produce value over time. One person works extra hours for an additional $50, while another uses that same time to learn a skill that later earns them $500 a day. One is short-term. The other changes the game. And here's the problem. Most people choose what's easy today instead of what's better tomorrow. Wealthy people don't run away from risk. They run away from stagnation. The average mindset says, "Better safe than sorry," but reality is different. You stay in the same place for 5 years, your salary barely moves, life gets more expensive, and even without taking risks, you're still losing. Wealthy people understand this and act. They change environments, learn new things, and take action even when they're not ready. Because they know that stagnation is the most expensive risk of all. Wealthy people think long-term. You have $1,000. You can spend it on something that gives you pleasure for a week, or invest it into something that generates income for months. Most people choose the first. Wealthy people choose the second. Because they think in terms of the future, not the moment. Wealthy people invest in themselves, not in appearances. While one person buys expensive clothes to look successful, another invests in knowledge, skills, and environments that help them grow. Over time, one ends up with pictures, the other with results, and that gap keeps growing. Wealthy people take full responsibility. When something goes wrong, most people say, "That's just my luck." The wealthy mindset asks, "What did I do, and how can I improve it?" It's not comfortable, but it gives you something far more powerful: control over your life. And most importantly, wealthy people don't wait to feel motivated. They take action even when they don't feel like it. Because they understand that if you wait until you feel like it, you'll be waiting your entire life. Now think about this. If you keep thinking the same way, where will you be in 3 years? The same job, the same income, the same excuses. Either you start thinking differently, or you accept that nothing will change. There is no middle ground. If this made you think, subscribe to the Brain Empire. Because here, you don't just get motivated, you become dangerous with the way you think.